Never mind, we're wrapped up warmly, so sit back with myself, David Goldstrom, and Oxford coach Daniel Topolsky, and enjoy all 24 of this year's championship finals. We begin with the men's pairs. On the far side, in lane 1, furthest away from you, Belgium. In lane 2, Australia, the bronze medalists last year, the same combination. Next to them, out to their right, in lane number 3, the defending champions and the Olympic champions, Steve Redgrave and Matthew Pinsent. In lane 4, Italy, Marco Penna and Walter Bottiger. Then France, Michel Andrew and Jean-Christophe Roland. And completing the lineup for Croatia, Marko Banovic and Nikoslav Saraga.
Perfect start, and close to us, straight off and into the lead are Croatia, Marko Banovic and Nikoslav Saraga. But in lane 3, that's the crew to watch. The British pair who already are showing in front. Matthew Pinsent at stroke, Steve Redgrave at bow. Here's a chance just to see how quickly they all get moving. The new traffic light system has made sure that these starts are absolutely spot on. Great concentration there from the British stroke man, Matthew Pinsent, as they take off those first 3 or 4 strokes. 4 or 5 big, strong strokes. They build up the boat speed. And there they are already half a length in front. And it's Italy and Belgium on the far side who are just there taking up the pace, half a length behind. Italy won the other semi-final. A bit of a surprise, newcomers here and moving very, very well. Belgium were in the final last year, and there they are now just moving into second place. Belgium moving pretty well.
This partnership which finished in 6th place in last year's final. Moving quite sweetly at the moment, the Belgians on the far side, but the champions still very much in command. But here are the young pretenders for Australia. Robert Walker in the bow, in front of him Richard Weirne, bronze medalist 12 months ago in Indianapolis. And generally start steady, but come with a late flourish.
They're lying in 4th place at the moment, but here, Pinsent and Redgrave, as they go through the 500-metre mark, they have about a half a length lead from Belgium. Redgrave and Pinsent are going for their 5th championship in succession. They've been on top since 1991, including the Olympics in 1992. They haven't lost in the last 4 years. They've been astonishingly consistent. And here again, they've been dominant throughout the week.
It's an incredible record, Dan. Today, they're going for their 52nd consecutive race. Now that, as you said, dates back to Essen in 1992. It is a remarkable record.
It is indeed, but just to look at Steve Redgrave, at the age of 34, he's got 3 Olympic gold medals behind him. His big target is a 4th successive Olympic gold medal next year at Atlanta. And this is a staging post on the way to that. And at the moment, they look in good position to be doing that. But Italy pushing hard. Italy's just moved into 2nd place now with a shortish stroke, very quick on the leg drive. And Italy have done very, very well at these championships. They were top country last year in Indianapolis. Here again, they're doing very well. But you see, very quick on that pickup. Not a lot of compression, and it's moving very well for them. They're sitting there, putting pressure under the reigning champions.
In lane number 5, this is the French combination. These 2 men who were the stern pair of the coxless 4, they've come out of that, gained a lot of confidence, this partnership, and now having a crack at the pairs.
Yes, they were world champions in 2 years ago in that French 4. Croatia, who came 5th last year here, Marko Banovic has just spent a year at Cambridge, won the boat race for them, and he's now teamed up with his old partner, and they've been moving very well right through the regatta.
So coming to the end of the 2nd quarter, and at the moment, Great Britain still leading ahead of France, who've now moved into 2nd place, ahead of Italy and Belgium on the far side, just dropping back. Croatia struggling a little bit, and Australia also with some work to do, although just beginning to move now, the Australians, perhaps.
Yes, Australia's sitting near the back a little bit. They've been in 4th pretty well right the way through. 3rd last year, so they're in a good position now. They were very strong racers last year, sitting in 4th, but all of them overlapping these 2, the British world champions. They look very confident there, very confident, good power with the leg drive. Those legs going down together, perhaps Redgrave's legs going that little bit faster through the middle of the stroke.
And the rain making it pretty unpleasant out there. Perhaps a little more unpleasant for the spectators than it is for the competitors who are totally focused on the work in hand. But Redgrave and Pinsent now beginning to stretch away as they move towards the final quarter, where they're usually pretty tough to beat.
Indeed, they've just put a little push in there, just past the halfway point, to open up the gap between them and the field. But the Italians working very interestingly here. There's not a lot of compression on their legs. They can only come about 3/4 of the way forward, but it's very, very quick with the legs. But France has taken over the lead, and Australia in the far side there are beginning to move as well, beginning to pick up the Italian crew. But here the British, a good length in front, moving very, very well as they start to sniff the last 600 or 700 meters.
Indeed, at the moment, Great Britain looking good for that gold medal, the opening gold medal of the 14 Olympic categories here, but there's a real scrap on for silver and bronze, and there's 4 crews. Only really the Belgians now are finding the pace a little hot, are really out of medal contention.
But France, newcomers to this event, moving very well there. They're the ones who are actually just ahead of the chasing 3 crews. Australia have moved up very, very well now, and it's Australia just about beginning to put pressure on the other 2. They've just moved their nose in front, and they're beginning to overlap the British pair. 500 meters to go. The British are beginning to wind it up. They've got their 38 strokes a minute, and those legs are moving well.
But the British had the advantage of being able to control the Australian challenge. They can look to their left and respond to the move. The Italians still on the premises, along with the French, and still the silver and arguably the bronze medals at stake here as we come into the last 250 meters of the race, and even the Croatians now are not out of it.
Yes, Croatia moved up there as well. Croatia moving very well now. We've got 4 crews for those other 2 medals, and Australia's putting a lot of pressure on the British pair now. They're overlapping. They've moved tremendously in the last 500 meters, and now you can see the power of these 2. They've really moved the rate up to 42, and they are motoring this last bit. They've been sitting there controlling. They can see the threat coming from Australia, and they've held it, and they've moved away again. And they've opened back up that last bit. They're going to move into clear water, but it's Australia well in second position, and the fight for bronze is very powerful.
Who's going to get the bronze medal? Surely Great Britain now going to take the gold. Australia looks solid for silver, but my goodness, the French are just getting their bow ahead of the Croatians and the Italians. Australia takes silver just behind the British, and I think the French get there to take the bronze medal and just deny the Italians and the Croatians.
Fantastic finish for 3rd place there.
Still very much in charge of the pairs, and Steve Redgrave, now his thoughts will really be on that unprecedented 4th consecutive Olympic gold next year in Atlanta. Well, a much improved entry this year, up from 13 crews last year to 21 this year, but these 2 men supreme. And it's actually Steve Redgrave on the right, about to receive another World Championship medal from the president of FISA, Denny Oswald. And one big question remaining now: can he get that 4th gold medal in Atlanta?